FSElite at FlightSimExpo 2024 is proudly brought to you by SimBit World's A Pilot's Life Chapter 2. Check it out now on SimMarket and also on Contrail.
With instructions.
We're going to try to figure out the clicker here. But, good morning, everybody. First off, thanks to FSElite.
Yeah,
Luke.
It's a great privilege to be here on the stage for FSElite this morning. It was amazing when they asked us. We just like to talk about a few things to do today. Maybe.
There we go.
All best plans and all that. So first of all, we'll talk about who we are as a company. We're going to talk about Smart Cars Pro, Community and Mobile. That's an interesting one for those of you who fly on your own. Then we are going to be addressing the elephant in the room that is the MD-11. We know that's why most of you are sat here waiting. If there's time at the end, we'll take a couple of questions. Hopefully we'll be able to answer most of them in the presentation though.
So, TFDi Design, for those of you who don't know who we are, we started back in 2009 when I was just maybe about this tall. And we came into this industry with a vision of making products with a better user experience. We started by modding freeware add-ons way back in the day when it was just putting model files in a folder and making a new add-on. And that was what we did in the beginning. We went from that to smart cars. Smart cars became the first thing we were known for. Back again, we talked 2012. We have finally seen that vision of a better user experience that we started this company with all those years ago become Smart Cars 3. We're also known for our 717. We've got a couple of things in our timeline here. Again, those of you that know us. If not, we made a 717 for P3D and FSX back in the day. Of course, smart cars. We had a sound pack, all kinds of stuff. We made packs as well.
Pronounced packs.
Packs,
Pack X.
Pack X. We do have a, there we go. No matter how many times you practice, it never goes the way you practice. We're trying to get the clicker caught up.
No. It will get there eventually.
All right. Well, we covered the timeline, so we want to talk a little bit about smart cars today. Those of you that know smart cars that have been part of our VAs in the past know that smart cars is a VA-centric application. Smart Cars 3 saw everything that we thought it could be realized. We have flight tracking that's down to the point that you can replay your flight on a recreated PFD down to the second. Why would you want this? Let's say you want to practice the river visual. You want to see where you made your turn. Did you make your turn late? Did you make it early? You want to see what your landing rate was. Not just did I get 150 feet a minute. What was my pitch angle? What was my rate of pitch when I flared? Having some of this information allows you to become a better pilot. You can watch these things in real time. The play button you see here on smart cars scrubs through this in real time. You can move it, of course. You don't have to watch all 8 hours of a long haul. But you have the ability to access this information in a way that we've never seen before.
We've also introduced, in the playback, the HUD system, so you can see your pitch. Ooh, it's a bit reverby. So you can see your pitch, your altitude, and this one here, it's a bit low res, but you get your fuel burn and altitude profile, so you can really see how efficient you flew that flight.
We work directly with SimBrief for that as well. So if you have your SimBrief flight plan, it's a one-click process. Import, start your flight, and it will tell you while you're flying if you're ahead on your fuel schedule, what your time estimate looks like. Again, for those of us that like to fly these commercial flights by the book and get it right, you have all the information you need to nail it on that one screen you just saw behind us.
FSElite at FlightSimExpo 2024 is proudly brought to you by AnyBuilds. Check out their A300 right now from Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Now, take it away.
So, we've reinvented what we used to have as Smart Cars Premium as Smart Cars Pro. So this time it gives you so many more features. First of all, the main one being, if you don't fly for a VA and you still want to track your flights, well, look no further. It'll give you all the data that you'd have. You can control your own plugins. If you're a developer, you can add your own plugins in. And the PyReps, which is the most important thing for a lot of especially the airliner pilots,
your personal logbook.
Yes, they're backed up to our system. So say you give up FlightSim for 5 years, you come back, you re-download it, all of your data is still there exactly where you left it.
So when you're flying for VA, they have your flights. When you're not, you can still fly with smart cars now and have all these benefits. Get your in-flight announcements, get your SimBrief planning, be part of the chat and community, get all those features. Every flight counts now, whether it's for your VA or not.
Yeah.
And now, we can... Smart Cars community, of course, we've talked a little bit about. If you're one of our VA customers, all these amazing features are still minus some of the pro things, there's still things you can offer your pilots.
Yeah.
So if you are smart cars, if you're a VA looking to get into the space or expand your horizons, come see us and we'll help show you what Smart Cars 3 can do for you.
Yeah, I'd just like to add that if you are flying with a VA and you have Pro, you still have access to all of those features. It's an additional sort of thing as well as the VA.
Now, we do have something new to announce about Smart Cars as well. In the next couple of weeks, the Smart Cars mobile experience is going to become available. What that means is now you have all that same information we just told you about at your fingertips while you're flying. You want to book your flights, you want to search your VA's records, you want to search our records, you want to look at your PIREP, see if it's been approved, whatever that is, right at your fingertips. And now with Pro, you have real-time flight monitoring. And if you remember Smart Cars Premium, if you were a user, we had a little bit of that. This takes that to the next level. You now even have the ability to control your radios from your phone. So if you're a VATSIM or an IVAO pilot, you're flying online, you stick your iPad on your desk, you sit your phone on a mount, you have all your comm, nav, radios, your transponder right there without any extra hardware or software needed. Just visit our mobile experience. As long as you're flying with Smart Cars, you have that control right then and there. In addition to all the flight protections, all the other things we have. So you step away, or I know we've all done it, you alt-tab for a second, you come back in, all of a sudden your plane's in a nosedive or you ran out of fuel, because if you're like me, I'm not a great fuel planner. Smart Cars protects you from this. It watches your flight. Unexpected holds, unexpected speed changes, gear dropping at cruise, weird, your cat walks on your keyboard, whatever. Any weird scenario like that, it catches it, paused immediately.
Yep. The pause we've got in Smart Cars Pro, it takes advantage of the developer pause. So whilst the active pause, your engines will run, your fuel will burn, eventually you'll start to stall, you won't. All you have to do is pause. It's the old-fashioned pause, so it just stops. And then you can unpause either using the application on the desktop or on your phone.
No dev mode needed.
Yeah.
Smart Cars provides all the tools you need to manage this whole process.
Also adds a handy feature for me when I do especially longer flights. I'll set one off, I'll go run errands for the day. And if I'm stuck in traffic and go, oh my God, I'm not going to make it, pause. Or pause at the top of descent.
And now, coming to, well, I guess we'll, one more Smart Cars feature and then we'll address the elephant in the room. I feel like I'm teasing everybody now. Coming soon to Smart Cars as well are real-world airline schedules. So if you're flying on your own without a VA, you can now go any airport, anywhere you want to go. And even on some of the routes, it'll tell you what terminal you're going to leave from. All major airlines, you get all the flight times, aircraft, so you have all that information to do whatever kind of flight you want, any airplane, anytime, no VA needed. Now, we're going to address the elephant in the room. The three-engined elephant in the room. So, I know the questions you all have for us about the MD-11, but I want to take a minute to explain why we're so excited about it and why it took us so long to get here. Because as many of you know, it has been a bit behind. We are sorry about that. But this plane, if you remember our 717, we made an aircraft that, and I believe the phrase we said was, it simulates all standard procedures correctly. The MD-11, by comparison, makes the 717 look like a default plane. We have gone to so many lengths to make sure that every system in this plane is correct, and I couldn't even list all the things we've done because it would take me longer than FSElite's willing to let me stand here. But a couple of the key details, little things. The hydraulic system. All three systems have a separate pressure level. When all three of them drop, as they get there, the control surfaces lose authority and begin to droop. It seems like a minor thing, but the system that we coded to do that actually simulates the pressure in the pipes between the hydraulic systems. We can detect on a per connection basis whether they're in use or not. The electrical system, same kind of thing. There are individual relays simulated. Each circuit breaker is actually able to be put into the system. Once we get to the extended simulation package, most circuit breakers will be pullable and will disengage their systems as you'd expect. And these are only two things. Like I said, I could go on. The work that our team has done, I am so proud of.
So I'd just like to touch on the team. The dev team are fantastic, but we really wouldn't be able to do this without our quality assurance guys. We can't go into too much detail as to who they are, who they work for, but they may or may not work for airlines that operate the MD-11 or companies that have built it. We have stuff that we can have the manual, put it into the sim, and you can actually, as you said yesterday, follow an electrical schematic to work out why a bus tie didn't work. We're using the real manuals.
We're at the point that we're reading schematics and engineering documents to check our things, not FCOMs. And we have our QA team to thank for that. We now have engineers, mechanics, and pilots telling us that they feel at home in this plane and that they think it's a great add-on. So with that said, we are happy to tell the world the TFDi Design MD-11 will be available for public download and use July 2nd, 2024. The wait is finally over.
It's been a long time coming, but it's been worth it.
Absolutely. Now, those of you that have been following our development updates, we'll have some pictures in Discord today. And our Collector's Edition customers that have had access for a little over the last year. We have an art update coming out that is going to make the cabin that much better the next couple of days here. We're here at Expo right now, so we're having a hard time getting that compiled 4,000 miles away from home. Yeah. But once we get back, we're going to get that out there. And I am so happy to see it where it is. I am so excited to get everybody in this plane. I think you're all going to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Now we've got some time for any Q&A. If there's any questions about smart cars and or the MD-11.
On the smart card system, I dropped out of Simi a few years ago, take a break, other games, too much time, big library. You were saying that it tracks everything from start to finish in essence.
Yes.
Where is that data stored? Is that local or on like a cloud-based kind of system?
We back all that up automatically. As soon as your flight's filed, it sends it to us, so you can't lose it.
Okay, so real time is going to you guys and it's being stored there? Oh, okay. So
there
it's going to you guys at, during the whole entire flight.
Some information comes to us during the flight. When it's finished and it computes the whole PIREP, it sends the rest of it to us. Okay. But during the flight, it's backed up where you are right now. You could be mid-flight and pull the power cord out of your computer, plug it back in, reopen smart cars with one button. We put your plane back where it was, and your tracking continues.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering if it was like, if it's recording everything from start to finish. I was thinking, okay, how much drive space is that going to take?
No drive space required.
Yeah.
We handle all that on our side. You don't have to worry about any kind of space constraints.
Sweet, that was my question. Thanks.
Awesome.
All right, so I just have a simple question. So
sure.
On July 2nd, when it's released to the public, will this be like a feature-complete aircraft?
Yes, so it's a two-part question. As with any product, there's always more we can do. So the version that's coming out is, as far as I'm concerned, it's a complete version of the MD-11, yes. You can follow the FCOM, and every system has every button is there, every light comes on. Now, does that mean we have nothing more to add? Absolutely not. We're going to be adding more simulation to the extended sim and the failures. There are going to be updates, as there is with anything. But the version that you're going to get on July 2nd is the one that the pilots are flying, telling us they feel at home in. Yeah. There's no red tape. There's no coming soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Yeah, thank you, FSElite, for having us up here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to see us this morning.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And I think now we're going to turn it over to our friends at Parallel 42.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please give it up for TFDi Design. Thank you.